Hello, guys and gals, and this is Vlog Friday, and this should be episode 56, if I'm not mistaken. I might be. I better go check my notes really quick. Have my notebook right here. Let's see, February, no, July, no, September, no, October. 56, yep, October 29th, 2021. So, anyways, as always, we'll be addressing a topic that we don't usually address, that I don't address in the points on this list. It is close to Halloween, so let's address some Halloween safety. Some of it's kind of, stuff that everyone probably already knows, but it's always good to address it anyways. Because it's so easy to overlook some of these safety steps. One thing is to always look both ways before crossing the street, especially if you're crossing a major highway. That can be difficult if you are wearing a mask or something that obscures your sight on either side. This is basic common sense, but anyways, we should go over it anyways. Because it's always safety first, especially on Halloween. Buddy system is always good on Halloween. Halloween is an interesting time. It's a good time. It's a good holiday. But also, safety is always important. A Halloween costume should always be appropriate, which is also common sense. I mean, I've yet to actually see a Halloween costume that's inappropriate, but it's always good to put that out there. I think there's less of this these days, but I mean, and it might be like an urban legend, but you should always inspect your candy, before you eat it, because I don't know. Back when I was a kid, there were like rumors of finding razor blades in like apples and stuff like that, and so people would basically take their candy to like the hospital or something and have it x-rayed or something. I don't know if that's actually true or not. It might just be like an old wives' tale or like a urban legend. But that's kind of not really good too, because then you like hit it with x-rays, and x-rays aren't really all that healthy for you. But you should never eat candy that's been opened. That's just also common sense. But anyways, so yeah, have a safe and happy time on Halloween. Anyways, let's go over some of these. Holidays, Halloween, Christmas, that kind of stuff, can sometimes be challenging for some people. I mean, if you lost a loved one near a holiday, then basically then any holiday brings back memories. Some of them good, some of them bad. You'll have that every single time. So it's easy to get depressed around the holidays. So one thing to do to at least counteract the symptoms of that, and maybe to feel a little better, is to do something you enjoy at least once a day. Make sure it's something legal, and you need to check your local laws to make sure that what you're thinking of doing is legal, because there's all those wacky laws out there. But and I actually have a book of wacky laws, but I think it's probably copyright, so I probably can't read that. But anyways, so yeah, you just need to always make sure that what you do is is legal. Now, that varies from state to state, of course, and sometimes even local. Even sometimes local, and for some reason my phone is out of focus. Okay, come on. Okay, I don't know why this is not auto-focusing. Let me see if I can fix the focus. Okay, I think I fixed the focus. I don't know. So, anyways, you also have to make sure that it's within your dietary wheelhouse. You don't want to be doing something that's harmful. If you do have a medical condition, you need to know what diet you're supposed to be on, and you need to stick to that. Like for example, if you're diabetic, then you probably shouldn't be eating a bunch of candy, and If you got celiacs, you shouldn't be eating like bread or things that have gluten in it. Thankfully, there's lots of gluten-free alternatives these days, but that just examples. So yeah, you need to be smart about it too. Just because something makes you feel better doesn't mean it's healthy. Also, if you're taking medication, you have to make sure it's over the counter and legal. Something over the counter or by prescription. But anyways, let's see. Next, we have there's always someone who cares, and society has a way of alienating people. And basically, you can feel alone in a crowd of people. Basically, that's the way society is structured. It's easy to feel that like nobody cares, and that's just one of the lies that's out there. Because there's always at least someone who cares, and there are people in the support industry that care. And there's friends and family, close family, extended family, and they care as well. But anyways, one thing is that you're unique. So everyone has unique opinions, and we'll get more into that later on. But anyways, there is always someone who cares, and finding someone who cares might seem difficult, but it's a little bit easier than you think. Like I say, friends and family, people in the support industry, and even depending on worldview, people in the clergy and so forth. But anyways, let's move on. There's that saying that to the world you might be one person, but to one person you might be the world, and that really applies here. Now, anyways, next is, if you're suffering from an affliction, there's no shame in seeking help, and this is really important too. There used to be a really big stigma to mental illness, and now people realizing that people can't really help it if they have, a mental illness. So there's less of a stigma these days for that, and seeking help for that's really vital in helping you to be well adjusted. Again, if you are taking medication for that, you have to make sure that it is prescribed and or over the counter. There are some conditions like paranoid schizophrenia or bipolar that you basically need medication just to, cope from day to day. And there's no shame in that. There are some conditions like depression where you can basically cope without the medication, and I really admire people who do that. But I also realize that there are people out there who don't cope so well with a situation like that, and they never seek help. And there's no need to feel any worse than your best. Does that make any sense? Any worse than your best, when there is medication out there that will help, but you just have to make sure that it is either over the counter or doctor prescribed. You don't want to do anything illegal. Number 4 is, no matter how bad things get, there is always hope. And again, it can be very difficult if you're in a situation, for example, that really seems impossible, it can be difficult to find hope. Now, hope is vital for contented living. That's an opinion, of course, but it's what I find really, really important. Hope is, I should really define hope eventually, but I won't right now, maybe next time. But hope is really important, and it's more than just seeing the silver lining in every cloud or finding the positive point in every situation. It is more of an overreaching sense of well-being, I would say. But it's really hard to quantify. Anyways, you should always hold on to hope even when things are bad. We'll get more on that later, I believe. Okay, number 5 is social tags and labels are pointless. People are people. And it's easy to forget this too. If someone offends you, it's really easy to think of them as less of a person. It's kind of like a natural impulse to do that. So going against a natural impulse seems kind of unnatural, but it's very much needed. Um, People are people, and that's regardless of any factor you can think of, any external factor, any internal factor. Um, People are people. We're all made of the same um, structure: skin, bones, um, muscles, tendons, eyes, ears, mouth, nose. And it's important to kind of remember that, especially if you're upset with somebody. Um, but yeah. So yeah, you kind of need to remember that people are people, even when they annoy you, which isn't easy. But it's really, really needed. Even if someone has different beliefs than you have, or their skin is a different color, it's still important to treat them nice and treat them like you would a best friend. Now, number 6 is be yourself. There'll never be another you, and this speaks to individuality, and it's really important to be yourself. Your friends will still like you just the same if you are yourself, as opposed to trying to be something you're not. I don't really see imitation much these days. People are, at least in my circle, pretty much themselves. But being yourself is one of the most important things you can do for yourself, because it causes the body stress when you're not yourself, or when you're trying to be something that you're not. So, anyways, it's always good to remember that who you are is important, and never forget that. Number 7 is always think positive thoughts, and we're not going to delve too deep into this. There is such a thing as being too positive, and maybe toxically so. But it's always good to try and see the positive thought, the positivity in every situation. That you can usually find at least one thing that is positive in every situation, no matter how bad it is. I mean, if you wake up with a headache, at least you woke up. If you break your leg, at least you're still alive, and it will heal stronger than before. Um, I don't know if it's raining on your head, at least the world is getting water and the grass will grow. Of course, it's getting to the season where the grass won't grow because it's getting too cold. But it's just an endless cycle, and rain is part of that, part of the endless cycle that is life, or the elements. But anyways, so yeah, it's always good to think positive thoughts. Hope is more of an overreaching thing, and positivity is more of a situational thing, from what I've found. But it's really just important to try and think positive thoughts and treat everyone with kindness. Now, anyways, that is going to do it for this video. I believe if this has helped you in any way, then make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know I upload. Also, if you want to support me in any way, if you want to join the Discord server, all of that information will be in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.